Meeting in 1 minute. It is August 1st, right? Yeah. Good enough for you? It says it on there? Okay. Good evening and welcome to the August 1st, 2023 Brookings County City of Brookings Joint Jurisdiction Board of Adjustment meeting. This meeting is being recorded, televised, and viewable on Swiftel Channel 19, ITC Channel 168, or the Brookings County YouTube channel. And I'll call this meeting to order. Is there a motion for approval of minutes?
So moved.
Motion by Vanderwall,
Second.
second by Bartley. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Items to be added to the agenda by commission members or staff. Seeing none. Invitation for citizens to schedule a time on the commission agenda for an item not listed. Seeing none. Disclosure of conflicts of interest, relationships to the applicant or ex parte communication. Seeing none. Approval of agenda. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion by, what's your name? By Avery and second by Aiken. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Is this the same Board of Adjustment thing that we use for the county? This one? Yep. We will now convene as a joint Board of Adjustment. The Board of Adjustment is a 5-member board which has the power to hear requests for variances, conditional uses, and appeals from non-ministerial decision of the zoning officer. The concurring vote of 2/3 of the full board membership, 3 votes, is necessary for approval of a variance or an appeal of the zoning officer. The concurring vote of a simple majority of those board members present and voting is necessary for approval of a conditional use permit. In accordance with Robert's Rules of Order, we require a motion to approve a request before the request can be debated. As a matter of policy, all motions are made in the positive. The board, under specific powers granted to it by the state, shall authorize variances from zoning requirements where special conditions existing on the land will result in an unnecessary hardship for the applicant. Financial disadvantage to the property owner shall not constitute proof of an unnecessary hardship. Agenda item 2023 JJCU 002. Michael J. Robbins has made an application 2023 JJCU 002 to the Joint Jurisdiction Board of Adjustment for a conditional use permit, joint zoning ordinance for Brookings County and the City of Brookings, Article 3, District Regulations, Chapter 3.04A, Agricultural Land District, Section 3.04.02, Conditional Use, Number 25, Veterinary Clinics. This property is described as Lot 1, Tel Camp Edition, in the northwest 1/4 of Section 17, Township 110 North, Range 49W, Aurora Township, located at 2606 34th Avenue, Brookings, South Dakota 57006. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Vanderwall,
Second.
second by Bartley. Richard, would you read staff report?
Yes, 23 JJCU 002, Mike Robbins, for Dr. Kara Robbins, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, has applied for a joint zoning ordinance for the Brookings County, Brookings City, Article 3, District of Regulations, Chapter 3.04A, Agricultural District, Section 3.0402, Conditional Use Number 25 for a veterinary clinic. The proposed clinic will be located on 6.7 acres, building site on 34th Avenue, 3/4 of a mile north of the U.S. Highway 14 bypass on 34th Avenue. 34th Avenue is a blacktop road. The building site consists of the house, detached garage, barn, Quonset, and pole shed. The barn will be remodeled to be used as the veterinary clinic office and exam rooms. There will be 4 outside runs for animal housing while they're being treated to the north of the barn, which will be the veterinary clinic, and an exercise area south of the barn. There are mature trees on 4 sides of the property that will provide natural screening of the facilities from the road and all 4 sides. This is a large yard. There is a large yard to provide parking of trailers to be parked there while their animal is being treated. The proposed clinic will specialize in the treatment of equine, but could treat all animals at the discretion of the applicant. Business hours will be 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 24-hour on-call and emergency services. They will serve a 60-mile radius of Brookings, with the customers bringing in the animals to be treated into the clinic and also do farm visits. The applicant will live in the house on site and will need to secure all required state and federal licensing requirements for the operation of a veterinary clinic. The property is located within the 3-mile joint jurisdictional area and is zoned agricultural. Letters were sent to the adjoining landowners, the Aurora Township Chairman and Clerk, and a staff report was sent to the Brookings Community Development Office. Public notices were published in the Brookings Register on July 18th and 25th, 2023. Here's the applicant's conditional use permit application. This is their site map. There's the driveway, the yard. This is the barn right here that has been remodeled for their clinic. This is the four pens that we use for the animals to be in there while they're being treated for housing the animals. This is the proposed exercise area. Nice big yard right in here to turn around and adequate parking for trailers if they so desire, if they need to. And there's a big parking area back here also. So these trees around the perimeter of the property and along the driveway, so it's screened and buffered pretty good. This is 34th Avenue, which is a blacktop road leading out to the landfill northeast of town here, just up to the corner and then to the east. This is the applicant's business plan. Several pages. I won't go read into that. You could read that at your leisure. This is just a beacon map again, showing the property, farmland around it, farmland across the road. This right here is a state DOT shop on the west side of the road. This is 34th Avenue. Right up here, a quarter mile to the north, hang a right, and you'll end up on the road going to the landfill. So, this is looking on the south from 34th Avenue from the driveway. This is a clear shot, you can clear vision. This is looking north of the driveway, clear open vision, nice wide driveway to go in and out. This is looking down towards the farmstead. There, big driveway. This is a big open lot right here. This is a barn that'll be remodeled for the veterinary practice. Like I say, this is a proposed exercise area right here. Just looking from the driveway back over there. This is looking on the east side of the barn towards a big large area where the exercise arena would be. This is just on the east side of the barn looking north towards the proposed runs, and just looking back from the east side of the barn back out towards the road, big, large, open lot. So that's all that I have, and the applicant is here this evening, so.
Thank you. Would the applicant please step forward and clearly state your name into the mic that's got the green light on? I think they both look like they're on.
Here on behalf of our daughter, Kara Robbins.
Do you have anything to add to Richard's report at the moment?
Nope, just if anybody has any questions. She is available by phone. She's out in Littleton, Colorado right now.
Okay. Any questions from members of the board at this time?
Just one quick question. When we've approved like a boarding stable, we've always asked for some sort of a manure management plan. What do you happen to do with the manure? Are you going to truck it off-site or have somebody pick it up, or will it stay there?
We have another acreage about 2.5 miles away, where we can easily spread it there.
Okay,
Her fiance also is a farmer, and he's at access to, manure spreaders, things like that, along with what we have.
that would be your plan then, basically, is take it
Take it
off-site,
off-site,
not
yep.
stock it there for 6
Yeah,
months.
it'll be a small, pile, every so often, and obviously in the wintertime, it's not nothing you're gonna be able to haul out and spread, but.
We had some concerns on this last one simply because it was in a floodplain, and we were required to basically build a concrete base to an enclosure to put it in. I don't know that you're in the floodplain on that piece of property, though. I don't think you are. I remember the floodplain map here, it's to the east of you.
Yep.
So, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? You go back to. Being no other questions, I'll move to the public hearing portion of this. Is there anybody in the audience that is for this? Seeing and hearing none. Is there anybody in the audience that is opposed to this? Seeing and hearing none, I'll close the public portion of the hearing, public hearing portion. Is there any additional comments or questions from members of the board at this time? Seeing and hearing none, Richard, would you read the findings of facts?
All right, I'll read this through in its entirety. So, Brookings County, Brookings City Joint Jurisdictional Conditional Use Permit 2023 JJCU 002. Application for conditional use permit having been filed with the joint board, acting as a joint board of adjustment, a copy of the application being attached here too. Such application be made by Michael Robbins for Kara Robbins regarding the following real property. Lot 1, Telcamp Addition in the northwest 1/4 of Section 17, Township 110 North, Range 49 West, Aurora Township. Located at 2606 34th Avenue, Brookings, South Dakota, 57006. After due notice, a public hearing having been held on the application on this first day of August 2023. Number 1, the joint board hereby finding that it is empowered to grant such conditional use under the following sections of the joint zoning ordinance for the Brookings County and the City of Brookings. Article 3, District Regulations, Chapter 3.04, Agricultural Land District, Section 3.0402, Conditional Use, Number 25, Veterinary Clinics. And further finding that the granting of the conditional use will not adversely affect the public interest. Number 2, the joint board further finds and conditions is following specific rules governing the conditional use requested haven't been complied with. None stated. Number 3, the joint board further finds that satisfactory provisions and arrangements have been made concerning the following are applicable. A, entrance and exits to the property and proposed structure therein with particular reference to automotive and pedestrian safety and convenience, traffic flow, control, and access in case of fire or catastrophe. Entrance and exits to the property will use the existing driveway off 34th Avenue. B, off-street parking and loading areas where required, with particular attention to the items in A above and economic, noise, glare, or other effects of the conditional use on adjoining properties or properties generally in the district. No on-street parking. C, utilities, refuge, and service areas with reference to locations, availability, and compatibility. Dumpster service for garbage disposal. D, screening and buffering with reference to type, dimensions, and character. None stated. E, signs, if any, proposed exterior lighting with reference to glare, traffic safety, economic effect, and compatibility and harmony with properties in the district. 32 square foot sign allowed and any required safety signs. F, required yards and other open spaces. None stated. G, general compatibility with adjacent properties and the properties in the district. Comprehensive plan met for the agricultural district. H, roads providing access to the property are adequate to meet the transportation demands of the proposed conditional use. The Board of Adjustment may require the applicant enter into a written contract with any affected township or other governmental unit regarding the upgrading and continued maintenance of any roads used for the conditional use request prior to the issuance of a conditional use. 34th Avenue meets the transportation demands of the conditional use. I, any required notifications to law enforcement or fire department. Notification of Brookings County 911 or Brookings County Emergency Management of any hazardous material or chemical spills. J, any safety inspections required. Any inspections required by the South Dakota Department of Agriculture and Natural Resources or any other state or federal agency for operating a veterinary clinic. Number 4, the joint board further determines and conditions this conditional use upon the following special conditions or safeguards. South Dakota license for veterinary medicine practice. Rendering service or removal of deceased animals or other approved methods approved by the Animal Industry Board. Best management practices for disposal of medical and animal waste. The Joint Board of Adjustment needs a majority vote of the members present to grant the petitioner a conditional use for the above described real property as follows. Conditional use number 25, veterinary clinic with outside runs for animal housing while being treated in an animal exercise area. This conditional use permit is specifically conditioned upon initial and continued compliance with all the requirements and conditions in 3 and 4 above, and upon compliance with all applicable provisions of the joint zoning ordinance for the Brookings County and City of Brookings. The county zoning director, if approved, is authorized to issue any required building permits for construction consistent with the requirement of this conditional use. If this conditional use is not used within 3 years of the date granted, it shall be invalid, dated this first day of August 2023.
Are there any additions or corrections to the findings of facts?
Just a question on the building permit. Does that still come from the county since this particular property is in the city limits?
It's, yes, the county would have jurisdiction because it's,
Mr. Chair, I find that this application meets the requirements of the joint zoning ordinance as long as the findings of facts are followed, so I concur with the findings of fact.
Thank you, Mr. Bartley. Richard, would you call a vote?
Bartley,
Aye.
Avery,
aye.
Aiken,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
and Ford.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Moving on, agenda item number 10, department reports. Is there any department reports?
I don't have anything, sir.
Just we'll be meeting, we have another agenda item next month, so we'll have one more item in September that we're meeting ahead of time, just like we are tonight. So we'll send you the packet when they get ready.
Okay. Is there a need for an executive session?
No, sir.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by Vanderwall. Do I need a second on that?
Second.
Second by Bartley. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.